So how do you find job as a foreigner online or have an online job? Well, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to go over 10 things that are going to help you get a job online, no matter where you live in the world. Right now, there's a lot of companies that are going viral. So you can take advantage of that. You can take advantage of the fact that they're there. You just have to access them. But before you quit your day job, you have to do a few things. And that's what we're going to talk about, is those 10 things. Number one, it's a long process. So don't quit your day job. It's a process that goes on and on. So don't think that it's going to happen overnight. Number two, don't limit your search to just what your profession is right now. You can take advantage of some other skills that you have or that you know that will open up the door for you to look for other opportunities out there. Let's say you have a degree in graphic design, or you're fluent in one or more languages, maybe two. There's some things you can take advantage of with that. So even though you have a degree in graphic design and you speak another language, why not think about how you can open up and get out of your comfort zone, and then think about maybe going into translating. Translating is a great opportunity. Also, teaching English is another opportunity, or teaching whatever language you may speak. There are a lot of opportunities for that. And what's really cool is if the rarer your two languages are, let's say you speak French and English, or you speak Spanish and Portuguese, whatever that is, the rarer it is, the more likely they will hire you for those kind of jobs. So this means that what you're going to do is you're going to sit down and make a list of everything you know how to do. And that will open up other avenues for you to get a job online. Number three, landing a gig online is a combination of a few things. It's 30% ability, 40% persuasion, and 30% luck. This is because there's a lot of competition out there, and it's brutal. There are a lot of people looking for online jobs. Number four is there's a lot of different ways or different rates of pay for this type of work, online work, because the employers think, well, they don't have to commute, they are at home, and so the competition is very fierce. Somebody may bid something lower, like we were just talking about. Number five, there's a lot of companies out there that offer remote work. Now, it may not be full-time. Maybe you work less hours, simply because it's remote. But that's okay. You can get your foot in the door. And depending on the company, depending on how much your time is worth to you, you may not even entertain a certain job because you know what you're worth and how much you're going to get paid, or how much you want to get paid. A word of caution though, there are companies out there like Fiverr and Upwork. One of the things they do is they pay very well. That's not a problem, but they pay regularly. But they don't pay that much as US standard is concerned. So you may have to think about what it's worth for where you live. There's a lot of people out there that work for Appen, and they say they do pretty well. But you got to do a lot of work in order to get paid for them with Appen. But that's another opportunity, is Appen. Also with Appen, they send you notifications of opportunities, of job opportunities. So you really got to stay up on your emails and your texts, because if they send you something, you got to get it right away, or you're going to miss out. Number six, another thing you could do is start your own online company in whatever avenue you like or you have. Now that's more time consuming, and it takes a lot of work to get that set up, but once you get it set up, you just have to keep putting it out there and advertising yourself. But it could pay off in the long run, and it is a viable option. I'll give you an example of that. My wife was looking for a job, and she heard of scoping. Now, scoping has to do with court reporters, and what happens is they get the transcripts from the people that are transcribing the things that are said, and it's not always accurate. So scopist is a person that goes in, listens to the tapes or listens to the audio. So the audio of what the court reporter had put down. You go through it and you fix it so that it's correct. Now, in her research, my wife found that there is a Facebook that looks for scopists that do this. And so it's another opportunity to widen out and do something different. I'm sure there's a lot of other groups out there like that, other than Facebook. Number seven, work on your resume, or I should say resumes. So you should have, for every aspect of what you do, you should have a resume for whatever company you're applying for. They do not have to be the same thing. If you've done certain things throughout your life, then that resume, let's say you're looking to become a transcriptor. You want to do some transcripts. So what you do is you end up writing your resume for that particular one. If you want to do translations, your resume or your CV is going to be geared towards that aspect. You don't have to put down every single company you worked for or everything you did, but only those that are specific to the ones you're looking for. Number 8, have to be confident. That's one of the most important things you could be, is to be confident. Never think that that doesn't play a huge part of how you present yourself. You have to look them in the eye. You have to be there ready to present yourself in the best light possible. Sit in front of your friends, family, or whoever you can that know you, and be confident in front of them. Have them give you mock interview questions so you're ready, but be confident, because you know you and you can make that happen. Number 9, you have to stand out. You have to be different than everybody else. Employers go through hundreds and hundreds of resumes. I talked to one employer not too long ago because I teach English online. One of my students was telling me that he does a lot of hiring. So they get resumes and they go through them, and if they're longer than 2 pages, they throw them out. Now, not everybody does that, but that's something to be aware of. That you don't want it to be too wordy. You don't want to have it too much in your resume, because once you have something that stands out, they're going to take that, they're going to look at it, and then you have an opportunity. So always remember that if you're have something that stands out on your resume, something unique, something that's different from the rest, then your percentages go up, and you're more than likely going to get asked to come back, or at least have a phone conversation with them. And last but not least, number 10, you have to have outstanding work. So let's say you're a freelancer, you've got this job from somebody, one of your first ones, especially if it's your first one. You have to take your time and do the job well. You cannot think about, oh, I got to get this done quick. It may take you longer to do a good job, and you may make less money, but once you get your foot in the door with that company, you've done a great job. They're going to notice the good job you've done. It's going to help you land maybe the long term, and that's what you're looking for, is the long term. And with that in mind, a freelancer has to deliver the best product possible. Because what they're going to do is, if you do well, they're going to repeat. They're going to, oh, I like this guy, or I like this girl. I like what they say. And so they use you time and time again. That's the advice I have for you today. But be sure to check the links below. But appreciate you guys being here. Check out my other videos, my other links, my other channels. Appreciate you guys being here.